Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Ari Alex and this is All Things Ari. Please like and subscribe while I have you here because it does make a huge difference to me and the channel. So for those of you who do not know, I am a live streamer on an app called Tagged, and every Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, I host a live stream podcast called Modern Day Bae, which is the only live stream podcast navigating the modern way to find your bae. In this episode, we're talking to streamer Big Play Jefe about if women are more willing to submit to men who have money versus men without, and per usual, the conversation got pretty interesting. To join us live every Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, download Tagged app and search ELLE The Druggg with 3 G's. In the meantime, if you want to see how this conversation went, stay tuned. And big shout out to our media sponsor, Druggg CEO, who supplies our IG recaps and all the photos from the show. Druggg, I see you. I appreciate you. Thank you. And y'all know what I'm finna say, right? Babe up my DJ! Stop playing with him! Babe up my DJ Rich Beats, okay, y'all? Make sure you babe him up. We'll be saying bye to him, but he will be back at the end of the show to take us out, so... Get it. Hello?
Yeah.
We love you, Rich Beats. We love you, Rich Beats. All right, y'all. For those of you just tuning in, welcome to Modern Day Bae with Elle, a weekly show every Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's the only show on Tag navigating the modern way to find your bae. I'm your hostess, Elle, and Modern Day Bae, is brought to you by the Scouts. Okay? So, y'all. We've got an episode tonight. I'm really excited about tonight's guest. I'm really excited about tonight's topic. The lineup is crazy. I will be bringing my featured guest co-host in just a minute, but while he requests the box, let's talk about tonight's topic. Should or do women submit more easily to men who have money? Ooh, I wish Rich Beast was still up here. Ooh, 85, I see you, okay? It's going to be, that's the topic tonight. We've all heard of the term gold digger. We all know how frowned upon the trend of dating for money is. But when we think of security, financial security, or money is among the first things that come to mind for most. Since security and livelihood are tied to money, and women who prioritize it are seen as gold diggers, is it fair for men who have money to expect women to submit to them more easily? Or for women to naturally submit more quickly when the person they are dating has money? During this episode, we will chat about all of this and much more. We're going to dive into this topic with our featured guest co-host first, followed by my favorite part of the show when we bring up the Boss Bae panel and have an open forum conversation about tonight's topic. So before I introduce our co-hosts, is he requesting the box? Go ahead and request the box, co-host. I need to know. Do y'all know what a clapperboard is? Y'all know what a clapperboard? I need y'all to type in clapperboard. You're like, no. Okay, type in clapperboard on your keyboard. Okay? And then it'll come up there. Look at Rich Beats. Look at Rich Beats. Y'all, clapperboards are the thing that be like, action. You know what I'm saying? Action. Yeah, I see y'all. Let me see the clapperboards. Let me see them. I need to see a ton of them. Y'all, we've got to make this man feel welcome. Our featured co-host tonight is one of the top earners of all time on the app. He is a mentor, a tagged OG, and my number 3 of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, please put those clapperboard emojis in the comments as we welcome this week's featured co-host, Big Play Jefe! Whew. See why I need the mouse, y'all? Y'all see, right? So now we have to wait until... There you go! Jefe, how you feeling tonight?
Appreciate the clapperboard emojis. What's the deal there?
They went crazy. They know what it is. How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling refreshed, I'm always nervous when I got to speak in front of a group outside my chat, especially about a conversation that's so you know what I'm saying, sentimental to women. You know, I don't never want to offend the ladies, so I hope that, you know, I don't say nothing out my mouth that's offensive tonight with all these beautiful ladies in the comments.
You know, Hefe, I am not worried about you doing that. I think we're in good
That's
hands
right.
tonight. Before we get started, I like to let people just know who you are, give yourself a little intro. Why don't you tell the people who you are and what they can expect in your stream?
Oh, well, they call me Hefe. For those who don't know, Hefe means boss, and I try to embody that not only with the way I speak, but the way I act and the way I move. And, you know, just try to have everybody, you know, under my umbrella affiliated with me, you know, be some kind of what successful in whatever they want to do because, you know what I'm saying, as a boss or a leader, however you want to see yourself, you only as good as the people who follow you. That's your real
Mm.
representation, you dig what I'm saying? So that's how I able to came up with my name. You come to my stream, you know, we do laughs, we talk a lot of shit, you know, we talk a lot of crap, we drop a lot of jewels, you know what I'm saying? So you can expect some fun times, you can expect to pick up some knowledge, you know, meet some good genuine people, you know, good music. We try to keep everything positive, no trolls, I don't do no trolling, nothing like that. So, you know, competitive fun, you know, happy place.
Period. And y'all, I'm a frequent in Hefe stream, and when I tell y'all top tier stuff talking, bruh, I be cracking up. That's the place to go if you need to sharpen your skills during a verse. Okay. All right. So Hefe, how long have you been streaming on Tagged?
SBIC, I've been streaming on Tag since September 2020, so next week will be my 3 year total anniversary on Tag. Appreciate that, Red.
Oh,
I'll get on the 3 years
yay!
next week.
Happy
Hmm.
anniversary. That's lit.
Appreciate it.
Do you have any streaming goals you'd like the people to support you on right now?
Nah, man, because you know, like during the day when you do something so well for so long, then you know you gonna automatically hit goals. But like I said, I found a way to keep myself hungry by like trying to build young streamers. You know what I'm saying? Not only give them my knowledge, but kind of like show them how I do things. You know what I'm saying? And trying to get them not only to mimic, not to mimic me, but kind of like give them a concept so they can kind of make their own because everybody do it different ways. So I wouldn't say like, you know, I have my daily goals, but you know, it's all like I get my energy and like tapping in with the younger streamers, you know what I'm saying? Seeing who gonna grow up to be, you dig,
Yeah.
the best of the best. That kind of like make me feel good.
I love that. And one thing I heard you say in your stream before is like you make sure that you stay connected with newer streamers because they're next, they're up and coming. It's like, you know, investing in them and you know, I think you said something like while you can guide them, they're still the legs. You know what I'm saying? They still
Right,
have to
right,
go and do
right.
all. So I thought that was a really cool analogy. And yeah, if y'all are looking for a mentor or someone to just gain knowledge of with tags or how it works, I know Hefe helped me a lot. And I know that he helps a lot of people. Like literally, can just sit in his stream and get free game about tags. So make sure that y'all tap in.
Appreciate that.
Okay,
Ooh,
so
SB, I see you.
one word answer. What
Okay.
characteristic is most important in your modern day Bay?
I think it's gonna be understanding. You know what I'm saying?
Mmm.
And I'm gonna say understanding because everybody can't. You know what I'm saying? Date a man that's a leader. You know what I'm saying? Someone that's a leader who constantly putting like being a selfless person and being a leader mean like you thinking about everybody but yourself. So if you got a baby, a wife, a spouse, she gonna have to be selfless too. You know what I'm saying? In a way that she gonna have to remove herself and all her emotions out to understand like, hey, you doing something, you be building a legacy, and this is how we eat. And understanding like, hey, it ain't neglect, it's just like focus. So you gotta be understanding and not be throwing fits while somebody's out here trying to build something for everybody to succeed. Because when you throw fits and you knock people off their game, then you know it makes it hard for them to grind to their full potential. So I'm gonna definitely need understanding from my modern day baby. Again, that's the biggest one.
Period. Y'all, I heard Hefe in the nicest way possible say, you know, sit back, let me do this, okay? That was understanding, all right? If y'all are
Okay.
just tuning in, welcome to Modern Day Bay with Elle. This is a weekly show we do every Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern, and the only show on tag navigating the modern way to find your Bay. I'm your hostess, ELLE The Druggg, and Modern Day Bay is brought to you by the Scouts. So, as I said earlier, we are talking about submission and money, and if women should submit more quickly to men with money, or if they do, or all of that stuff. So, are you ready to dive into the conversation?
Yeah, we can get into it.
Let's
You know,
get it. Let's
I'm
go.
ready to give it to you straight from the mind of Hefe. You feel me?
Straight from the mind. That sounds like it could be a show, Hefe. Straight from the mind to Hefe.
Oh God.
Yeah, see? All right, brother, I see you. All right, so in your opinion, do women submit more easily to men who have money rather than men who without it?
Definitely, you know, for the majority, maybe not all, but when you look at the bigger picture and the percentage of things, they definitely are more submissive, especially initially to a man, because that's what the most important thing is in now our generation. It becomes security, you know what I'm saying? Not having to worry about this. And, you know, most people, as far as our generation that we're growing up in now, accumulate money with leadership, you know what I'm saying, the security side.
Ooh, ooh. Ooh, we lost you, Hefe. You gotta come back. We gotta come back. He was just in the right. They be hating. Hold on, y'all. I promise. It's the last week. This is the last week, y'all. I'm gonna get my mouse. Don't play with it. Let me see if he'll come back in the medium side before I sit down. There we go. Okay, there we go. Go ahead. Lo, I see you, baby.
Hmm.
So you were saying that they definitely, you said in your experience, submission happens more quickly, and you were elaborating a little bit how or why, but it cut you off a little bit.
All right, my bad. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, like I was saying, initially, yes, because you know we live in a generation where you know it becomes about validation and showing off and this and that and the third. And a lot of times, what I see from people in my generation or younger, usually the men lead nowadays with how much they got. Because they know women, that's what women want to know. Like, hey, I got this, I can do this and that. And they don't usually lead with characteristics about themselves, personal things. They want the woman to know, you know what I'm saying? Nobody don't come to you, a girl, and be like, hey, I got a good personality. I'm a very loving dude. It's like, nah, I got this. They want you to know, you know what I'm saying? Something that's attractive and this and that and the third to get you stuck to the
Yeah.
point to make you feel good enough to open up and be yourself. So that's usually what the conversation lead with initially is money. So when you ask me, like, can a woman be more submissive? I'd be like, initially, but then at the same time, when money is no longer important because they feel like they have that already, then now
Right.
it becomes about character. So sometimes that initial thing can turn you into a prison. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just
Mm.
like, damn, it's what comes with that money. You dig what I'm saying? So initially, a girl gonna be more submissive, but you know what I'm saying? When they get into a relationship about someone they care about, then it becomes everything else besides the money is important. You know what I'm saying? Like I got
Yeah.
professional homeboys who are professional ball players, and it's like they don't give a fuck how much they mess up. I mean, they don't care how much they mess up. They'll go buy a girl a Ferrari because they're in that tax bracket. Don't mean that they're gonna change their behavior. So initially, when a girl get the money and she gets in that lifestyle and it's new for her, she like, oh snap, he just bought me a Ferrari, a $50,000 purse, but and dude keep messing up, and now those gifts are meaningless. The money, you don't care about the money because you want
Mm-hmm.
the characteristic of the person to change. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I say initially, you know what I'm saying, women become submissive, but when the relationship gets deeper, it goes deeper, you
That's
know.
interesting. So do you think that like in general people with money have not as great characters?
Nah, I wouldn't say that because it all depends on how you feel about money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you can't feel like money is everything, even though you
Right.
have it. I know some people who have money and don't cherish it. You know, they do what they need to do. I know some people who have a little bit of money and feel like money is everything. I know some people who have a lot of money and they feel like money is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, you got to watch people who feel like money is the key to all the issues and it's everything because they're usually willing to do anything to get it. If they feel
Ooh.
like money is the every and the only thing, they will cross you out to get it. You know what I'm saying? You got to have some kind of, you know, morality outside your money. So, you know, I've never been the type, you know, most of the times I've had 97% of the times I've dealt with girls and I was always the breadwinner. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, I grew up around, like I said, professional athletes and I see how they try to control their spouse or their person with money just because they feel like it give them a right to do all kind of stuff. Like I done straight up heard men say like, man, I don't give a F. You know what I'm saying? What she gonna do?
Mm.
She ain't nothing without me. I pay all the bills. I mean, cause now he know he got you in a mode to where you're not gonna leave your lifestyle. You gonna stay here and take this mistreatment. Cause what you gonna do? You gonna go back and cry in the Honda, or you gonna stay in this mansion and everything? You gonna cry, but guess what? I buy you something, and it's all good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it
Ooh.
can act as a prison. I've heard that from the mind of my friend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I hear how they talk about their old lady, like he ain't gonna change either, cause he the breadwinner. You know what I'm saying? So
Ooh.
I've never wanted to be like that. I wanted to have the money that they had, but I never wanted to treat my old lady like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, because you still want to be a good person. And I think a lot of times, like you said, when people get used to money, it
Right.
eliminates the need for goodness because people want to be around you initially, like you pointed out.
Facts.
Um, Interesting. Okay, so let me ask you this, and this is just kind of going off what you said earlier. When people talk about money too much, do you consider that a red flag? Like, my question says a lot of people think, excuse me, a lot of people think talking about money too much is a bad thing. Do you think one should consider it a red flag when a romantic interest talks about money a lot?
I think it sometimes it stem from where they come from and their background. You know what I'm saying? I've known people who didn't grow up with money and their desire for money is just overtaken. You know what I'm saying? To the
Mm-hmm.
point where, they've never had access and they feel like they don't want to go without. You know what I'm saying? It says nothing bad about the person. It's just like, hey, I've already got a set standard. So when it comes to dating, you know what I'm saying? I can't take nothing less than this because I'm not going to do it. That's their standard and that's perfectly okay. You dig what I'm saying? I don't think it's a red flag, but I think it's got to be something that shows you outside of money that they mess with you for you.
Right.
Because if money is the only thing, the more you make of it, the more they're gonna want. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They're gonna look at it like it's like, dang, you was cool when I was working a job getting 70, 80,000 a year, and I could only get you this. Now I'm making 2 million a year. You want more because you see I'm getting more. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So
Right.
you're never gonna be satisfied truly with me until you get more of what you initially fell for me for is for my money. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, but so you want to know somebody messing with you for you initially. Not saying it's wrong for anyone to want to feel secure. You know what I'm saying? Because if you deserve it and you doing your dues, like I don't want my wife to have to work. My dream marriage is like, hey, yeah, be the breadwinner, get anything you want as long as you handle everything that comes to do with the house and the kids. Why not? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But you got to be able to understand and know when you can pull from things and when you just have to sit back and be patient. That's where the understanding come in. At I'm a handle what need to be handled when it comes to being a man and handling mine because I'm old school. But you need to have the understanding to know when to apply pressure and when to sit back because you know me and
Mm.
my character. You did. That's what I said about understanding. To me, that's the most important thing.
Right, right, right. Because you need someone to understand how you move and to let you do that. I get that. I get that for sure.
Facts.
All right, y'all. If you're just tuning in, welcome to Modern Day Bay with Elle. I am your hostess. We do this every Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern. It's the only show on tag navigating the modern way to find your bay. I am here with my co-host, Big Play Jefe. Okay, not the little one. Don't play with it. And we are talking about money and if or do women or should women submit more quickly or easier to men with money versus men without it. We're kind of getting into all of that right now. So I do have I y'all, I'm gonna introduce a new segment. It's called the hot seat question. Okay, so we've asked Hefe a couple questions here, but I do have one question. It's like my hot seat question for the co-host, and it's one of those like kind of a little bit of a pickle, but I want to hear what you honestly think. So
I see you
as the
ready.
Boss Bay panel makes their way to the box, it's time for that hot seat question. Each week, I ask the guest co-host a tricky question about the nice topic to see how they answer. So, Hefe, tonight your hot seat question is: if a man cannot afford to take a girl out on a date, is it his fault for not having his money up, or is it her fault for expecting too much?
I mean, it's always his fault for not having his money up because you got to be able to cater to the type of woman you want. It starts with you
Ooh.
being the man. I ain't gonna let the men escape for that. Like, bro, you gotta listen. If you ain't got your money up, you need to worry about yourself more than you need to be worrying about catering to somebody else. That's just it. Point blank. Period. You dig what I'm saying? Have your things together and know what you're getting into. You know what I'm saying? You can't go and try to get a girl who top tier who used to things that you don't want to pay for and it's gonna make you feel like she a gold digger. Like date on your tax bracket. Don't be expecting the girl to come down to something and be cheap just because you don't want to do something because you feel like, oh, I shouldn't have to spend this on an initial date. Like, this is what she used to. If you want to get this girl, you want to fall into her good graces, no matter if she tell you, hey, she want to go to the steakhouse on the first time and it's $400-$500. If you want to holler at this girl, you better be able to do that so you can get her comfortable and get the real her. If that's not what you want to do and you feel like that's too much, then go somewhere else where you don't have to. That's not a requirement. But don't get mad at the girl for wanting what she wants. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of other women out there who will let you cater to them for less. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times we as men, we get mad. We feel like, oh, you will go like, this is her standard, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just like you as a man, you should have your standards and something that you stand rock solid on that you ain't gonna accept. So I just see initially like it'd be a problem with that, and I'm gonna put it on the man because you the one who choose the woman. You the one who gotta you know what I'm saying, set the standard, be the planner, and do all this other stuff. So it's like it's our fault. I ain't gonna let us escape. Now I will get on the girl's neck, but I say that part right there start with us.
Period. What's your favorite saying? Set the tone.
You gotta set the tone.
Period, y'all. All right, y'all. We're about to bring up the Boss Bay panel. Let me do my little stretch here. I promise y'all, this is the last week we doing this. Banksy, I see you. Susie B, where you at, baby?
What's up, everybody in the comments? How y'all doing?
There she go. Period. Ooh, look who it is. It's Top Badge Icon Banks in the building. Hello. Go ahead and do your intro, Miss Banks.
Hello. If y'all are now meeting me for the first time ever, I'm Banks. Big Banks sometimes. I make see when I'm feeling nice, y'all. Shout out to Elle. Another Tuesday. We here. And this is a great topic.
Yeah, I'm excited. All right. Susie, tell the people who you are.
Hey everybody, it's Susie. See me on the app. I'm anywhere that you see that green yellow shield. You can find me supporting the gang, doing the things. Just as a quick reminder, the Rebus tournament has been postponed temporarily due to the move, as well as bingo nights. Just stay tuned to my Instagram for updates on when those will be returning and further information.
Perfect. All right, y'all. So we are getting into it. What y'all think about the hot seat question? Y'all like that, Boss Bay panel? Y'all like that? Y'all like?
Oof, yes.
What y'all think about Hefe's answer?
Period. He said what he said when he said it, and he meant it. Okay. Because if I'm eating steak and lobster Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and you ask me out on a date and think you're taking me to TGI Fridays, respectfully, you going on a date with yourself. Okay? Because,
Period,
if I'm
y'all.
doing better for myself, how you gonna do less for me?
That part. Okay, period. Banks is ready to go. I see it. What'd you think about his answer, Susie? Did you agree or no?
No, I agree. That was a really good answer. Honestly, it was more so the accountability. So I really like the last person that, hey, I'm gonna own up to that for us, and I kind of feel like that's a call to action. It's like, hey, this respectable man has blasted y'all and agreed, like, hey, y'all need to do better. So we're gonna be watching and see if y'all doing better.
Yeah, for me it was the accountability piece, right? Like if that's the type of person that you want. That's what I say all the time. Like if you're asking for something, you need to be able to provide it yourself, right? And that goes for men and women. So I definitely like that answer. All right, cool beans. So we're talking about women. We're talking about if we do or should submit to men who have money quicker or more easily. I mentioned earlier that money is also a form of security, right? Like it's tied to financial security. And a lot of people find that important in relationships. So I guess my first question for y'all is where is the boundary, right? Like where is the boundary between it's okay to be financially stable and want financial stability in your relationship versus that's a gold digger? Like where's the line from that? We can go around. Hefe, we can start with you.
One thing I say about a gold digger and somebody who wants financial security is a gold digger is never going to understand nothing outside of why you ain't giving it to her and putting it in her hand. No empathy, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? Somebody wants financial security. Okay, even if you're not in the best situation, they can't do nothing. They looking at the effort that you put within it. You know what I'm saying? A gold digger don't care about effort if it ain't You know what I'm saying? Hitting what she want. Like somebody who really love your girl, be like, all right, nigga, you put in half the effort, but I see you know what I'm saying? You did go hard, even though you may have come up short and can't provide that. That's that understanding. The gold digger not gonna give you that. It's either you give it to me or you don't. And if you don't, somebody else gonna give it. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna get more empathy from your woman who really love you and who really, you know what I'm saying? She might be hard on you, but at the end, she know what you can. Your real girl, she know what you can. You can't do your limit. She already absorbed you. So it's a difference in between her not letting you off the hook and pushing you and being a gold digger. You dig what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, your true woman gonna understand, like, you know, you have shortcomings and everything, but she gonna know whether you tried your hardest or not. Trust me.
What do you think, Banks? You want to add anything to that?
I think you said most of it. Gold digging is someone that doesn't have morals and suffers from trauma. Like you're going to want you are saying that my parents didn't give me this, so I'm gonna make sure that or my dad didn't do this for me, so I'm gonna make sure that the men that come around me, I'm gonna do what my daddy couldn't do for me. But the difference between a person looking for whatever and a gold digger is a gold digger is gonna chase things that they cannot get for themselves.
That's a great distinction, Banks. That's a great distinction.
You know?
I love that. What about you, Susie? You have anything you want to add?
I guess the only thing I would add is that I slightly differ in opinion towards like gold diggers. I feel like there are women who come from that particular privilege, you know, where they have had everything and been catered to their whole life. So they in turn grow into that type of woman. You know, so it's more of a condescending or I'm talking down to a man because you don't. It's not that I can't do it for myself or that I can't afford it, but this is what I grew up. I'm expecting this. I shouldn't have to act or look at me. You know, like this is what you should just do it just because. And I feel like sometimes that comes from having access to too much, maybe, or being exposed in that environment. So just to like not negate that's a perspective of gold digging as well.
I like that. What did you say?
That was the only thing to add.
Yeah, that was a good point. That was a good contribution. Okay, so let's talk about power dynamic. Do y'all think that men with money deserve more power in a relationship? We'll start with you this time, Banks.
You mean? A man with money deserves more power in a relationship?
I'm asking, do you think?
I don't know. That's a fence. That's like an on the fence question because he might be financially more abundant, but I might be emotionally and mentally abundant. So
Right.
What's the scale? Okay. So if we balance each other out, I'm providing, you're doing the physical, but I'm doing the emotional and mental.
Right.
Technically, I'm doing more because all you did is bring money to the table. But without me, you waking up with a headache every day. You don't want to work. You have no motivation for anything. So it depends on where the scale is. So I don't have an actual answer for that.
I think I was asking. I feel, in that question, that's why I like this question because it's very interesting. There's a lot of different like ways to go about it. But for me, whenever I was thinking of it, it's like, well, if you're providing everything that's necessary from outside of the house, right? Does that mean that like you, because you're bringing it in and you're responsible for everything, like does that mean that you would get to make more choices or you would get to maybe have a stronger opinion than what she might typically have? I don't know. That was kind of the line of thinking whenever I was asking the question. But I think it's interesting because when we look at like human nature and just like what happens, it seems like a lot of people put up with more from people who have money. So I don't know. Susie, what do you think? What's your perspective?
I'm going to say no. I don't think just because you have access to more money, you should be making all the decisions and play the power structure in the relationship. No. Because just because you have it, don't mean you know how to use it. Don't mean you know how to spend it. Don't mean you have any type of management. You can just be rich. You can just be wealthy. You know, I care more about how you handle those finances. What do you do with your money? That's what will determine how submissive, if that's the term we're using, I'm going to be to my partner if they are wealthy. Like, I can go out and get my own money. Or if I'm smart enough, I can pay attention to how you make your money, absorb the game in that way, and go make my own hustle. Like, but what are you doing with your money? So I don't feel like just because you have that means I get to. That to me stems from trauma. That stems from a controlling relationship. That stems from somebody who is insecure within themselves and feel like they need to be in a position of power. I'm wealthy. I have the money. You're beneath me. No, I don't agree with that at all. Not at all.
Hello.
What if they're just like used to having money and therefore getting treated a certain way? No, you're still not having it.
No, that's an access to privilege, and you have to be humble and recognize that not everybody is going to come from that, even though we know how to adapt or be visible or not in those type of environments and situations. Not everybody gonna come from that. Not everybody is going to accept you or just allow things to happen because you come from money. Like, it's usually always that one person who get humbled by life or by some type of situation. They just get broke down and they have that realization like, wow, money means nothing if I don't have a heart. Money means nothing if I don't consider the other person. Nobody's going to submit to me, truly in the way that I want. So that's just my take on that.
That's interesting. Aqua said in the comments, usually the person who has money or who makes the money makes most of the decisions, though. Jefe, what do you think? In your experience, do you think the person that makes more money, or if a man has more money, that he's more likely to have more power or control in a relationship? What's your perspective?
Yeah, a humble man, definitely. You know what I'm saying? But like how she said, she made great points, right? I ain't gonna take away from Susie's points because she did make great points. But Susie, I will say, Susie made her points from someone who doesn't date a man for finances. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go back to it's a difference, because she's standing on morality about this and that and the third, but that's a woman who usually is not dating a man for his money. You dig what I'm saying? So when you talk about a girl who's dating for financial security, usually the man is going to have more power because he's making more happen. You dig what I'm saying? As far as like financial security, necessity and shit, and usually in the world that we live in, girls tolerate more from dudes like that. You know what I'm saying? So you would think in a perfect world, like, yeah, he deserves it, but he still has to earn that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because just because he know how to earn $1 don't mean he know how to treat a lady. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to let somebody who don't know how to treat a lady boss you around and be submissive to somebody who don't even know how to treat you. It still got to be earned to some point. You dig what I'm saying? So it's just like, don't feel like, because I like me being a man and growing up around dudes in the hood, I'm going to always teach my daughter to get her own before when I have one. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what men see and control. When they buy stuff from you, a man is not going to want to tolerate you not doing what he say or doing what he want when he want it, because he feel like, hey, I paid for this. At the end of the day, whether a man tell you that or not, it ain't too many men from your father to your boyfriend and your husband just going to let you spend his money willy-nilly and not listen to what he got to say. And how he want things done. Like, it's very, very, very few men who gonna do that. I'm telling you. So it's like, you think that's the way that it should be, but I feel like a man, even though he might be in a better financial position, a woman still in some kind of way got to make him earn that, to know that she can be led without have to question his motives. You got to like be able to show a girl like, hey, I can lead you and I know the right thing to do. And then it's like, all right, you relinquish that trust and submission to him. But until he proved that, just because he got $1 don't mean that he know how to lead you in the right direction.
Okay, really good point. So basically you're saying that you can't just let anybody willy-nilly lead you, right? But once they've proven that they have a good head on their shoulders, they have your best interest at heart, you've got to be more understanding and let them kind of take the lead, because they're the ones making the moves, so they need to be able to make the decisions that they need to make. Is that right?
Yeah, but you still need that balance from your partner. It's like, yeah, you can't just like, it's like, okay, I'm going to always consider your opinion, because I don't never want you to feel like I'm doing this on my own and I'm disregarding and neglecting you. But I might hit that veto button. I might listen to you and still go the other way, but I owe you the opportunity and to give you that open mind and feel like, all right, what you think about this? But if I'm making most of the decisions, paying everything, it's like, yeah, I see where you're going, but nah, I ain't going to do that. We're going to do this right here. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's going to go like that, but don't mean like, well, I don't give a F what you say. I'm making all the money. We like, I'm going to listen to you. But I still like me being a breadwinner and the man making all this shit. I'm a fairly considerate at all bites, but I still got the right to be like, but now I'm gonna go this way because everything's following me in the end anyway. You know what I'm saying?
For
That's kind
sure.
of how I would. That's kind of how I would think about it. I don't know how people feel about that, but it's just like that's just me from my mind.
I saw Susie making a face down there. Why you
I'm
make
just
that face,
saying
Susie?
it'll be like that.
That's just a typical man. Everything follow me anyway. You know, I just identify with that, but I also see from a feminine perspective why I would have an issue with you saying
Right.
that to me in conversation.
I think
you
that's
know?
why that respect piece in relationships is so important, because like if you can't respect the person that you're with, then you are not going to be able to give them that grace and understanding. You're not going to give them that patience. It really has to be someone that you like. And I think a lot of times we forget that like and love are two different things, and you can really like someone and you can, you know what I'm saying, and not necessarily love them. You can just like what they do for you or like how they carry themselves, but not necessarily who they are. And so that's why it's super, super important to just like know what you're looking for and to have that foundational respect for your partner, because yeah, submission is not something and earning it is not something that's easy either. Um, let me do my plug. If you're just tuning in, welcome to Modern Day Bay with Elle, weekly show we do every Tuesday at 11 Eastern Time. I'm here with the Boss Bay panel, Banks and Susie, and my guest co-host for the week, Big Play Jefe, and we are talking about submitting and if women submit easier whenever money is involved and things like that. So one of the things I want to ask y'all, because we're starting to close in on time, is what is the difference if a woman's submission is bought rather than earned? And Hefe, you kind of spoke on this a little bit earlier, talking about like initially this is what happens, but later on we see these things happen. But I kind of want to go into that a little bit more in depth. Susie, I'm going to start with you because we started with the others on the last couple questions. So what is the difference if a woman's submission is bought rather than earned? Blue baby.
Girl, the difference is Tyler Perry. You have to go and watch them movies because he definitely was buying that woman into submission, honey. And he almost threw her over the balcony and everything. That was toxic. That's a prime example.
Wait, which one we talking about? Wait, which one?
The family reunion, girl.
The family
I
reunion.
am my mother's daughter.
Oh,
but you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like,
okay.
He was buying, showering her, love bombing into doing what he wanted her to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the difference is that particular woman is going to crack. At some point, she is going to break and lash out against you and find her safe exit. Like her capacity is only so much because you're essentially forcing your will onto her, and that's not what she wants. Versus you earning that from her and allowing her to warm up to you, and you all connect and grow in love together and be equally yoked. You'll have a lasting partner that way. You'll find that things are a little bit more structurally sound. You can have conversations without nitpicking or shooting below the belt because you understand that person. And it allows them, I guess, for a true role reversal in those moments, for a man to operate in his vulnerability and his emotional self and be safe. And for a woman to maybe puff her chest out a little bit and say, I don't like that you did this to me, and I don't like that you said it this way, and it be respected.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's kind of my take on it.
I like that. Siren, shout out to you, Siren. I see you. Said in the comments, or like basically what Hefe said earlier, she'll get used to that and then it won't work anymore when you stop giving her things. Hefe, is there anything you want to add to that? Like I said, you kind of spoke on it earlier, but I just kind of wanted you to elaborate a little bit more.
I think if her submission is bought, then the man is gonna constantly pop up with new problems. You're gonna have new boundaries, right? Because it's gonna get old. Anything somebody can buy for you is gonna get old when they're not respecting you, and it's just gonna be a temporary fix, like how somebody say. So then the boundaries are going to get moved because what you was putting up with in the beginning, you're not putting up in the mid relationship now. It's like, hey, this was cool. Every time, why you tripping? You know what I'm saying? I do this now. She don't even want the gift. She don't even acknowledge the gift. She really want the respect that comes with the treatment of being a spousal partner or whatever, however you have it. But then it's like, man, hey, if I can't throw this money at you no more, then everything's messed up. The boundaries move, and then it's gonna be all bad. That's why sometimes you may think standing up for yourself will end up losing something, but it'll end up securing it. Because you know how many men want a woman to stand up to them, because every woman that they go into fall for that money and let them do what they want to do. So they be like, hey, old girl ain't tolerating me, and I can't do this like that. She ain't taking no money, and she really make me be on top of my thing. Like, man, as a matter of fact, I like her now. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can go from not being used to that to be like, hey, I need her right there. That's that backbone type stuff. Because it's like, hey, we'll take convenience. I'll take it. If I could buy you real quick for my convenience, it's like, you know what I'm saying, woo, woo, woo. But, hey, if you stand up and make me a better man and it just hit me across my head like, hey, shawty really like that and she worth it and she ain't let me get away with that, now I got me something to chase. You know what I'm saying? So some people really feel like you can still get the bag. You just got to have morals. You got to be stand up. You got to be something different. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to submit outside your morality just because somebody has $1 in front of your face. Because that one dude, if he really right, and he sensed that because he been buying females their whole life, buying their morality, buying everything, and you really stand up and he notice that, he going to go extra hard for you because that's something he ain't never ran across. They too scared to stand up for me because they think they ain't going to get that pocketbook. They think they ain't going to get that purse. They're like, she don't care nothing about it, and I still like it. Guess what? I'm going to do what she like, and I'm going to still buy her that pocketbook. I'm going to still do this because I ain't have nobody stand up to me the way you do and not care. So I like that. You know, that's what a real man going to do when he run into something like that. Trust me.
We like that. Let me find out Hefe needs to be president. That's crazy. Thanks. What you got to add to the convo, my love?
I don't really got maybe they hit it on the nail with that one.
Listen.
In summation, if the female is being paid, maybe there's never going to be any respect. And that's why when you look at even statistics of couples that are married where the man is the breadwinner and the woman brought nothing to the relationship, they're the most unhappiest. Like the females in those relationships are the most unhappiest, and they deal with so much mental health issues. That's why therapists in LA make bank, baby. Okay. And because that's what they're all doing over there in the Hollywood Hills. So yeah, they got it. I ain't got nothing to add.
Yeah, those were really good answers. Super, super in-depth. All right, y'all. We are at about 10 till. I'll always go so quickly. But we will go ahead and let the Boss Bae do their outros, and then we'll get into some final thoughts. So, Boss Baes.
Yeah, I'm a mic drop this time, Susie. Hold on. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? I'm Banks, Big Banks, or Banksy, depending on who asks. When it comes to energy, think of me, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, got all the energy over here. Thank you to Elle again for having me on the show. I got a feature show on Mondays that'll be back in a month and a half. So if you want to get your mental health right and talk about affirmations and manifesting and ways that you can elevate and progress yourself, come see your girl, okay? Yes. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to this great episode. We out. Wait, damn, Susie, better.
She tried it. That was funny. Susie, give me your outro, baby.
Again, this was a great episode. Very interesting and in-depth conversation. Shout out to the co-hosts. Make sure you guys hit Top Batch L with the fave so that you can tune in for all the content. Bingo will be back. Rebus will be back. And remember, don't be out here trying to get you no gold digger, because they always play grit ball. Because the hood way, y'all.
It's the only way. All right, y'all. Shout out to the Boss Bae panel. I love having them every single week. Make sure y'all fave them, okay? So it is that time for final thoughts. Each and every week, I give you all my final thoughts on the weekly topic, and this week is no different. So when it comes to women submitting more easily to men with money, it's never okay to base love on what someone has or what they can do for you. That being said, if we're talking about building as a couple, and it's important to know, that you have the tools necessary to build the life that you both are seeking. Now, that doesn't mean that women want to be dependent on men or that we expect to be taken care of, but it does mean that she could feel more secure and in turn be more likely to submit if you've already set the foundation to build. That also means money isn't directly linked to submission, and it shouldn't be, but it very well could quicken the process and as the old adage goes, time is money. So those are my thoughts. I don't think it's ever good to date for money or to build or submit based on what someone has, but I do think it's important to make sure that you have your standards and you stick to them. And if someone is unable to provide that, then someone is just unable to provide that. It's not your person, and that's okay. That's okay. All right. Okay, as DJ Rich Beats, where you at, DJ? As DJ Rich Beats makes his way back to the box, I want to thank our co-host this week, Big Play Jefe, for being here tonight and sharing your time and your insight with us. I think one of the things that I learned about you tonight is how insightful you are. I really appreciated your perspective. Thank you. Go ahead and do an outro. Let the people know again who you are, where they can find you, what you got going on.
Hi, I'm Big Play Jefe once again. For those who don't know me, you feel me? You can find me streaming it every time. You catch me early morning after midnight demon time, then catch me later on that morning catching the work crowd, then catch me early afternoon lunch crowd, then catch me again in the afternoon. You feel me? I'm always on here, baby. Shout out to Red, shout out to Skip, you know what I'm saying? Two of my biggest supporters coming in here with the Elle show. Shout out to Elle, because she definitely one of my biggest supporters. You know, and it feel good to see her blossoming to the top, badge. I always knew she had it. She never needed to stick it to verify it. But once again, congratulations on your first full week. You know what I'm saying? Be the mark. You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? To all my supporters who making me what I am, I see y'all. I love y'all and everybody in this chat. Peace and love. It's about to be Wednesday morning. Y'all go set the tone and have a good day. I'm out of here.
Period. Go ahead. Top Badge Jefe. Hello, Top Badge Jefe for Tag President. Can we get that? Can we get some elections going on, Tag? What y'all think about that? That was a great episode. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna bring DJ Rich Beats. He's gonna take us out. Hold on 1 second. I promise this is the last episode, y'all. I'm getting me a Bluetooth mouse, y'all. Okay, I'm tired of getting up from this stool every time. And I don't know what happened to my backdrop either. Rich Beats, what'd you think about the show, sir?
It was nice. It was good. I learned a lot, actually. I was actually taking notes, by the way.
Yeah?
Taking so many notes.
What note?
Yeah.
What'd you write down from tonight's episode?
You know, as a guy, you gotta have money, yo. Get money.
Ooh,
Get
yep.
money.
Get your money up.
Treat the lady right. Yeah. Ladies need to be treated right, yo. Treat all ladies right, they're gonna treat you right.
All right, y'all. That means Rich Beats out here tricking.
Yep.
Not
too much, nah.
Yo, what an incredible show. That's the show. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Modern Day Bae with Elle. A special shout out to tonight's featured co-host, our panelists, our featured co-host, Big Play Jefe, our panelists, Susie B. and Banks, and our sponsor, Tawag CEO. Be sure to meet me back here next Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm ELLE The Druggg. Be well and do good. DJ Rich Beats.
All the haters looking at us. But my ex, he misses He wanna get these goodies. My sis be on her grown shit. She be getting money. Got to them hands if them bitches acting funny. The boys are the things again.